everybody. So glad you're with us for Booze Day Tuesday.
Yes,
January
indeed.
24th.
Big day.
Big day, especially out in Hollywood and all things the movies.
Yes, everything kind of stops around 8:35, 8:36 when they make the big announcement for the Oscars. And I can only imagine if you're somebody who either made a movie or is in a movie, how agonizing that must be watching those names pop.
And yet you always hear a lot of people say, "I was asleep. My phone rang."
That is
liar!
not true. Can I tell you one of the big shockers to everybody on this deal? I mean, we're going to go through all the names, but how about Melissa McCarthy for Bridesmaids?
Best Supporting Actress nomination.
Do you remember what she did in that movie?
Yes, I do.
She did all kinds of wacky things. If you remember, there was a scene of her on the sink. Do you
yes,
remember?
she was
there it is.
She was having a rough night.
I think that's Oscar-worthy. By the way, she's very, very, very funny.
She's very
Everybody
funny.
loves her who meets her. Everyone.
Yes,
Yeah.
but it's hardly Meryl Streep and Iron Lady, right?
Yeah.
Although they're not in the same category, so she may win.
You never know.
You know what? Everybody agrees that comedy is much more difficult to do than the drama.
I was also really happy for another, at least it seemed like a surprise, Jonah Hill getting
I just saw
a
that
Best
on
Supporting
Sunday,
Actor.
Saturday.
For Moneyball.
He's good. He's good. He won't look anything like if he goes up there to make a speech. He will look nothing like the character in that movie. He's lost half his body weight, I think.
Oh my gosh, he doesn't even look like him. And Brad Pitt did a phone interview with Matt and Ann today, and the first thing out of his mouth was, "I'm so happy for Jonah Hill."
Yeah.
After all the accolades that Brad Pitt got.
Well, you know what? He's been in the rodeo before,
Yeah.
and so it's just Jonah's first trip. And he's a sweetheart, isn't he?
He seems
He's
so.
a really
he's always
sweet kid.
thanking everybody else, and then he gets back to his own. Here, you guys, in case you missed it, here they are. Best Actor nominees are.
Go ahead, Hoda.
Oh, I'm waiting to see them. Damien Bashir, A Better Life. George Clooney, The Descendants. Jean
Dujardin.
The Artist. Gary Oldman, The Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy Story, and Brad Pitt for Moneyball.
Yeah. Best Actress is Glenn Close in Albert Nobbs. Haven't seen that yet.
Me either.
She's great in everything she does. Viola Davis in The Help. Rooney Mara, the girl with the dragon tattoo. I think the Mara family's having an excellent week.
I would have to say you're right.
Except for Mrs. Mara, who fell the other day and hurt her shoulder. So our prayers are going out for her. Meryl Streep, The Iron Lady, which you've seen several times, Hoda Woman. Michelle Williams, I'm dying to see this one, My Week with Marilyn.
To me, I've seen most of those movies. Meryl Streep as Margaret Thatcher.
sorry,
I don't know how anyone can even touch her.
I know.
Because number one, you look at her and you look at
Margaret,
I know.
with all
just
due
she
respect.
is Margaret Thatcher in this movie. This is, I think, the only nomination for that movie. But
It's all it needed.
yeah, she's great.
And then Best Supporting Actor, Kenneth Branagh. I love him for My Week with Marilyn. Jonah Hill, as we said, Moneyball. Nick Nolte. Haven't heard about
What's
this at
Warrior?
all. I don't know.
Okay.
People are going to be checking it out now, though. Christopher Plummer in Beginners. He's excellent in that.
And Max von Sydow for Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close. And you'll remember that he did not say a word at all in that movie.
film. Yeah.
A lot of silent movies and stuff.
Yeah, he was brilliant in it, though. He was excellent in that. All right, Supporting Actress, Berenice Bejo, the artist, Jessica Chastain in The Help. Melissa.
Yeah, there she
in
is.
Bridesmaids.
Remember that image we showed you. It's so good.
Janet McTeer in Albert Nobbs, and Octavia Spencer, who won the Golden Globe for The Help.
The Help's getting a lot, too. It got...
But you know what surprised me, Hoda?
What?
That the one that got the most
What is
Hugo.
Oh, my
Hugo
gosh.
had 11 nominations, and the artist got 10.
Wow.
So people will be looking at these movies again. I tried to watch Hugo,
Yeah.
but it's meant to be seen in 3D,
Yeah,
and
you can't watch it
I couldn't watch it on the regular TV. It just
So here are the big ones, you guys. Best Picture, here are the nominees. The Artist, that's the silent film that everybody's talking about. The Descendants, Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close. When that name was announced, everybody gasped.
I know. Nobody expected that at all.
Right.
Yeah.
The Help, and there's Hugo. So those, if you haven't seen the movies, Midnight in Paris, I forgot.
I
There's
really
more.
enjoyed that.
Oh,
I
that's good.
loved that. And The Tree of Life, which I didn't care for. It lost me.
Not for you.
And War Horse, which I loved. I thought, my mom,
Yeah.
I gauge a lot of things by my mom. Even though she's 82 now, there's still a huge amount of people in this world who Hollywood doesn't automatically think about, well, let's make a movie for those folks.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
She's been to that film 3 times already, and also went to the Broadway show, which was loved it so much. So, there's an awful lot of people out there that still long for those sort of epic, sweeping beautifully sort of David Lean kind of movies that Spielberg does so well.
Yeah, and sort of what you expect at the Oscars, something bigger than life, something, something like that.
These movies are all over the place, it seems to me, in terms of their tone and their subject matter, and that's kind of why I like the Golden Globes, in the sense that, you get the comedy, the musical, and separate, because there's no way you can compare Bridesmaids with The Artist.
Right. Right. That does not happen. What is this? What is it?
Oscar Sweet Treats.
But what's this?
Oh, is this Sophia Coppola's?
What is this, a drink?
Yeah, I don't know why we have that, but I gratefully
can?
accept it on behalf of my party.
Open it. It's like is it beer or wine?
It's National Beer Day, but we don't
it's
drink
National Beer Day, but we don't drink beer. Look at our beer.
We don't want to discriminate against beer.
But this doesn't look like beer. This isn't beer.
Oh, look at these cool. Why
did you call
But look at that cute little.
I don't even know what
in a beer mug. It's an homage to beer, but it's really wine.
Oh, yeah.
We should have longer production meetings in the mornings. We should actually maybe talk about what we're going to do on the show. That would be good. Maybe once. You all right?
That's good.
I'll take care of it. You're fine.
Okay.
Hoda's fine.
Don't worry about me. By the way, no, we won't go there. Okay, so these are the Oscar cookies. You guys take a peek. I don't know if you can see them all, but someone has made, it's Eleni's Oscar cookies.
Yes.
Eleni.
Eleni. Again, we should have had a longer production meeting. Eleni's Oscar Cookies, Eleni's.com.
Yeah.
You know who's missing on that?
Who?
3 people are missing on that, and they got completely snubbed by the entire thing.
Who?
Clint Eastwood is missing on that for directing J. Edgar. Leonardo DiCaprio and Armie Hammer are both missing from
J. Edgar got
J. Edgar got
shut out. Why?
I don't know. I enjoyed the movie very, very much.
Too.
I found it to be fascinating, but and Leonardo, I'm stunned he didn't get one.
I am too. I thought he was terrific.
Yeah.
Now, here's what's interesting. We talked yesterday about Heidi Klum and Seal and them splitting up, and we're going to hear from Seal in just a second. But there was an interesting article in USA Today about Seal and Heidi, but more about couples that show a lot of public displays of affection. And usually that looks like a great thing. You look over and you see a couple and you say, "Wow, I wish I had that."
On the red carpet, mostly.
Yeah, or they renew their vows. Like there's a lot of very public love.
They had an interesting take on that, though.
Yeah, they think that it's a red flag. That if there's too much public affection, you're trying to show everybody at home, or
methinks that protested too much kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like look at us together, and so maybe that's a red flag.
I don't know. I fell for it, hook, line, and sinker.
I love them.
I just thought they were truly in love, and perhaps here's the thing, though.
What?
I know everybody carefully puts together these announcements afterwards, after prayerful consideration and much soul searching and much all those things. We have decided that we have grown apart. Yeah, that's what life is. You do grow apart. That's why when those kinds of things happen, you circle the wagons. You find out what you loved about the person to begin with. You go to counseling, especially when you have 4 children, 6 children, 2 like I had. You have to get your eyes off. And onto the people that matter the most. And I'm not judging their choices. I'm just saying, year after year after year, we see the same thing happening. All these golden people and relationships breaking up all the time. And I think there are some completely unworkable relationships and situations. Totally. I was in one myself. So were you. But I think I would venture to say more than half of marriages that break apart could be saved.
Well, Seal actually spoke about it. No one has heard from either of them. We've seen, I think, a written statement, but nothing out loud until yesterday. So let's listen to what Seal had to say.
Yes, I am still wearing my ring, but I think that is just pretty much a token of how I feel about this woman. We have 8 years. 8 wonderful years together. And just because we have decided to separate doesn't necessarily mean that, you take off your ring and you're no longer connected to that person. We will be connected in many ways to the rest of our lives. Through our children and also through this tremendous kind of admiration and respect and love that we have for each other. Now, will we wear the ring for the rest of our lives? Who knows?
Yeah.
But right now, it feels really comfortable on my hand, and so I have no intentions of taking it off anytime soon.
Wow.
Well, it sounds he's being very gentlemanly about it.
It sure is.
But it just doesn't make sense to me. If you have 8 wonderful years together, then what happens?
What happened?
All of a sudden, it's not wonderful anymore.
Right.
And you know, they seem to genuinely have enormous affection for one another.
Respect,
and
too.
respect.
Yeah,
And those are the
they
two
sure
of the most important ingredients for a relationship.
You got it. All right,
So,
kids. Well, to forget all of our troubles, we're going to the Bahamas in 17 days. We want you to come. We're going to Atlantis. We're going to be there February 9th and 10th, but we're going to be doing both of our shows on February 9th. So there's room in the audience. Slather on the sunscreen.
Yes, Hody.
That's what I was going to say. And come join us. It's going to be a fun little trip.
It will be a lot of fun.